I'd like to order it 5:17 for March 27th. The first item of business, resolutions and motions. Resolution A, who will take care of that for us? Amendment number 1 to the special events permits law.
I got it. I'll give it to Emily to see if she'll
Okay.
shorten it up.
B is the local law 2. Amendment number 2 is the voice law.
I'll do that one.
Okay, JJ. Patty, would you do C?
Not this, like,
No,
no,
okay, terms and conditions. Do you have anybody? Do I read them or is this out of line?
He said she didn't want to read. No, you can read one if you want that.
Terms and conditions, EB, okay. D, resolution SPCA, Patty?
I'll do, yep,
Okay, thank you. E, resolution KP Woodworking, temporary special use permit. Do I hear it?
I can do it.
Patty, okay,
No, we're really out of sequence. I thought you were gonna take it to the next one.
sorry.
It's okay.
Resolution procurement policy revision,
Yeah, sure.
so that's JD.
Then I'll get the,
Okay, G
G.
resolution, correct, disaster coordinators, that's JJ.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us down to the last one, the USDA permission to trap the European cherry fruit flies.
I can do it.
Okay, Patty. All right, cruise through that. The rest we have, just so you're all clear, there is an item J that will be added under agenda changes number 5. It's a lateral restriction for a Daddario property. And that's in front of me, so we'll cover that under J. Are there any burning items on work session 2 through 6 that need to be addressed while we're all present here?
the only thing I have under buildings is, I have to talk to Emily about it. That the sprinkler test failed for the town. So we have 2 options as far as how we want to repair it. But I have to talk to, for this building here, to see if that falls under emergency use or not.
Sprinkler test for 5 Plymouth Center Road failed?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I don't want to go over pricing
Right.
thing yet, because,
right,
it's gonna, it could have to go out for bid,
yeah,
but basically. I just did a testing for a fire connection is the one that failed. The forest tried a connection into the 90 failed to the test. And they gave us 2 costs. To repair that section or to replace the whole system, which doesn't sound as bad as it sounds. There's only like $450 between the 2
oh gosh,
things, so. I kind of lean for going for everything.
Yeah.
We might have to get other prices.
okay, due to the expense to getting quotes.
Yeah. And I'll talk with Emily on that.
Okay. Very good. Anything else? Like, this mic is- You can talk now.
Yeah.
I'm just, we're very informal in terms of the work session.
Oh, yeah.
Joe's talking to him.
Well, he's having our resolutions worked
Got it.
out.
Okay. So you probably need a little bit more time to go back and forth.
I don't really see anything else pressing on here right now, Doc. So,
And the gas wall, I don't think it needs to be there anymore based on what we were told by council.
Yeah.
A week ago. So that's. I guess we should be removed. And I don't have anything in executive session if we're talking about.
okay.
I just want to make sure that we're not late for the 5:30 start up. Get through it and get out of here. Somebody does. They've got their meeting. These were in the mailboxes, so that's the way these goes.
So that I must be good.
Yes.
Did you go before you came to the meeting?
I just got these with 5:05. Earlier today, I got the Joe check and prepared. So there's Scotty, good.
That's work.
Okay, it's that
Maybe we
one.
can discuss number 2 real quick, Doc. I missed that one. Dawn and I did send on that meeting for spectrum build out.
Good idea. Let's hear what's going on.
Did you watch that, Doc, or no?
I didn't know how to check into it.
So basically, it's Connect All New York, and there's funds. What is it, 500 plus billion for
Yes.
500 million.
Yeah.
500 million from the state and 500 million from the federal, which is giving New York State $1 billion to reach out areas that don't have internet. Did you get a response on the email, Dawn?
No, not yet.
Okay, so that's where we're at with that. We just watched the meeting, got some information, Dawn sent an email. And then we'll see how we can approach from there.
Excellent, good. Were you accessing it through, were you joining at the bottom? I couldn't find it.
I just said, Dawn found it, I just sat in the office with Dawn.
You could have come over, we could all sit together.
I was trying to do it from the confines of my humble home. And I got to the page from the hot link and it's, what do I do now? And it sounded like people were going to be calling in, sharing their thoughts.
Yeah.
And I said, do I have it in me to listen to 3 hours? Fair
Who
enough.
marked that up, Emily or mine? They both did it.
This is highway report.
Yeah, Mike just wanted you to all have a copy instead, and he won't read it, you can just say you've received it.
And then I think the thing we got, Doc, is if you want Scott to talk about water and sewer.
I-
before we go to
yeah.
the meeting.
I'm glad he's like words of wisdom about anything in our work session about,
Yeah,
Water
not
and
at this
sewer.
time, so we'll, keep contacting, with the weather being the way it is.
that's on hold until we get that. Were there any other items where we're waiting for communication interaction in Albany? There's nothing there.
No,
The only hot item is the
it's the restoration.
restoration, the beautification.
Yes,
That's good news then.
Yeah.
But with the weather these days, it's very difficult. Are there any other items of pressing concern while we still have the work session going?
No, I don't have anything. Oh, that's right.
Because at 5:30, I'd like to gavel down and start the meeting.
Sure.
Anything, Patty, on your end?
No,
Okay,
still some garbage complaints about the 2 home, like the homes that have 2 pay taxes for 2, like 2 homes in one, only getting 1 garbage can.
well, if they call the town office
They
Okay,
should
and,
be calling us and letting us know.
right, and then maybe we give them the VP of operations number and he writes it down, they send it out. I think that's what he pretty much said we can do.
okay.
That's good. Any other items, burning concern on, what is it, modern disposals rollout? Just to emphasize, if I recollect, May 1st was the target date where their modern disposal will then be picking up 1 dumpster or tote or processing it per resident. So those people who have put out multiple bags, et cetera, might have a rude awakening if they're not aware of that. So pass along the word. I'm sure it's probably on the website.
Yeah.
And just tell anybody, the Akron Bugle, I'm sure, has also put it there concerning that. Because I know there are many residents. One is very close to where I live that seem to have a propensity of plastic bags as well as their boat. So they could be, there's an awful lot of them there. That's all. But after May 1st, it's just 1. And if there are 2 families per unit, each generating their own, then they'll have to verify or somehow bring that to the attention of the authorities. Okay,
Was that the word they? Last week was epistaxy.
you're close.
They got it wrong.
You're close. That's all right. Good.
Epistaxis. That closer?
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah. Uh,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
at the risk of causing any myocardial infarcts, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting, March 27th, for the town of Newstead. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Pope,
Here,
Councilman Jandrowski,
Here.
Councilman Dugan,
Here.
Deputy Supervisor Burke,
Here.
all present except for Supervisor Cummings.
All right, thanks very much. Would you please join us in the place of flag? JJ, would you lead it, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'd like to approve the minutes for the regular meeting. You've had them for a while now. Having read them, any alterations, additions, deletions, or comments?
I move that we accept them.
Is there a second?
Second.
okay,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Okay, good. Item number 5, the agenda changes. We'd like, under new business, letter J. That would be a lateral restriction for a residence on the paperwork, when I turn the paperwork.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, the Daddario family. Don Gibson and Joseph Daddario on 6840 Maple Road. So that will be item J under new business. Communications, are there, usually there are communications, Don?
We only have 3. We received a beer wine permit request from Carol Brandel for a party at Veterans Park on Saturday, June 24th. We received a copy of a public hearing notice from the town of Alden regarding amendments to their residency requirements for their town employees. And we received the letter of resignation from Town Supervisor David Cummings effective March 31st, 2023, due to health illness. So, and that is it.
It's disheartening to have the last communication be on record for all of the service that he's provided for the town. He's certainly going to be missed. We wish him well in a recovery. The communications, they have to be filed, motions to file the communications. Call for second. Okay, moved and seconded for filing communications. With respect to the work session, I think the principal aspect of the work session we recently had was to entertain a visit from Thomas Northern, whom I understand is the proprietor of the leasing what is called the Backlots Entertainment Venue. And he spent some time pointing out how much he has provided for the town of Newstead and environs in terms of various aspects of bringing in entertainment. And he passed out a handout which indicated that there are about 10 or 11 anticipated for this season entertainment at his place. And he wants to know that he wants us to know that he is attempting to be a very good neighbor. And so that formed the principal aspect, the majority of the work session dealing with that. And the proverbial building projects, grants, etc., moving forward. We did entertain a LoSAP packet review and sign that. So that's rather significant as far as the firematic people are concerned. And it seems to have, based on the discussion, rendered the gas well that has appeared in many of our work sessions no longer I guess it's a moot point moving forward in terms of our understanding. So that I think can be removed from the agenda. Henceforth, Were there any other items concerning the work session, colleagues, that we need to bring to the attention? If not, we'll move on. Are there any questions of those present concerning number 7, the agenda items? Specific questions to the specific items on the agenda? Hearing none, we'll move forward to number 8. Budget transfers. Are there any budget transfers?
No,
No budget transfers.
No.
And Patty, I think you can. We'd like to do approval of the bills.
I'd offer the following vouchers for approval. General, $23,644.84. General outside the village, $1,721.01. Highway, $8,194.25. Fire, $56,816. Refuse, $342. Sewer district number 1, $4,730.86. Sewer district number 2, $79.31. Consolidated water, $85,607.08. And water district number 5, $99,170 for a total of $280,305.35.
Thank you. Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? Okay, please pull the board.
That's just the motion.
Just a motion, thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none, the bills are paid. Committee and department head reports. Highway super is here.
I gave you my report.
You're gonna assume we feed them that, so you know, we can know that.
So we're going to skip to number 10 for unfinished business. Oh, that's interesting. I think there was something that I need to do on number 9, F. As deputy supervisor, I'd like to report that the supervisor reports are on file for January and February. So everyone's clear on that. All right. Then we'll go to unfinished business. A is buildings.
The only thing I got in buildings today is the sprinkler, like I said earlier, the sprinkler test failed in the town. So just let that. Oh, no.
5 Clarence Center Road.
Yes, not the library, but
And that's significant. So you're bird dogging whether to repair or replace.
yeah, I have to talk to Emily on it, but it's not as bad as you think. It's not that bad at all, actually, so.
Is it an emergency situation or you've got some sufficient time or?
I think I'd like this, if we discuss this, I'll discuss it with Emily. If we have to, we should discuss it because of pricing and executive session next week.
Fine, as long as we've got, that's good, fine. Planning, letter B, any items on planning? Other than the planning that's going on for the bicentennial, that seems to be going along well, I'm sure, in the planning that's done for tonight's birthday party. Water and sewer,
Just waiting on restoration, that should happen later this spring.
may restoration start soon, good. Grants, is there anything that came across the town clerk's desk?
No, I did send those emails out to our representatives and I'm waiting to hear back for update.
Okay, there was just something that came across in an email about a photo that was
Yeah.
it Senator Gallivan asked for from the town, so that's being addressed and taken care of.
Yeah,
For
I
PR
figured, again,
purposes.
I figured we can talk about it, but I have some ideas of what to send him, and I thought maybe next week at work session, we can talk about it.
Good idea, okay. Then moving on to new business, letter A. We have a resolution, local law number 1, title 2023 amendment number 1 to the special events permits law. Councilman Dugan, would you please provide us with that?
I move the adoption of the following local law number 1 of the year 2023. The town board of the town of Newstead is seeking to update its local law regarding special events permits to provide clarity in application and enforcement. And whereas the town board requested comments from the planning board, which were received on March 2023, and considered. And whereas a public hearing was held on March 2023, at which time interested persons were heard. And whereas the town board requested comments from Erie County Planning and was advised on March 2023 that no recommendations were made. And whereas the town board previously determined that the proposed action would not have significant impact on the environment, and a determination of non-significance was adopted. And now therefore be it resolved that the following local law as set forth fully below is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
And moved and seconded, discussion? Hearing no discussion, then we'll have a roll call, please.
Councilwoman Pope,
Yes.
Councilman Gendrowski,
Yes.
Councilman Dugan,
Yes.
Deputy Supervisor Burke,
Aye.
carried.
Letter B, resolution local law number 2 for 2023, amendment number 2 to the noise law. Councilman Gendrowski.
Yes, I'd like to propose the following resolution, whereas the town board of the town of Newstead is seeking to update its local law regarding noise, and whereas the town board requests comments from the planning board, which were received on March 2023. And considered, whereas a public hearing was held on March 2023, at which time interested persons were heard, and whereas the town board requested comments from Erie County Planning and was advised on March 2023 that no comments were made. Whereas the town board previously determined that the proposed action would not have a significant impact on the environment, and determination of non-significance is adopted. Now therefore be it resolved that the following local law is set forth fully is hereby adopted.
Right, is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded, discussion.
Yeah, I concur in part with the terms, but I feel that the noise level should be decreased to 75 dBs. As it is so close to residents in a 55 and up community.
Did the clerk get the comments? All right, any further comments, discussion? All right, please poll the board.
Councilwoman Pope,
No.
Councilman Gendrowski,
Yes.
Councilman Dugan,
Yes.
Deputy Supervisor Burke,
Aye.
carried.
Letter C, terms and conditions for special events. I guess it befell me to. I'd like to propose the following, whereas the town board of the town of Newstead, in consultation with the code enforcement officer, had reviewed section 450-76.1 of the town code regarding special events permits. And whereas it was brought to the attention of the town board that reference is made in the code to special events permit terms and conditions, which have not previously clearly been outlined. Whereas the town board believes that it is in the interest of the town of Newstead to adopt written terms and conditions for special events permits. Now therefore be resolved by the town board as follows. 1, the town hereby adopts terms and conditions for special events permits, a copy of which is annexed here to and made a part hereof. 2, this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
For the same reasons stated before, I would believe that a decrease in decibel level is appropriate here. Therefore, I dissent from the conditions as they are stated in there.
Clerk has that. Very good. Please poll the board.
Councilwoman Pope,
No.
Councilman Gendrowski,
Yes.
Councilman Dugan,
Yes.
Deputy Supervisor Burke,
Aye.
carried.
Letter D, resolution for SPCA agreement. Patty?
I offer the following resolution, whereas the town of Newstead previously entered into a contract with the Erie County Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, DBA SPCA, to provide for a seized dog to be offered for adoption. And whereas the town board received an updated contract proposal from the SPCA titled agreement, and whereas the town board reviewed the proposed contract and suggested a minor modification, with that modification found to be satisfactory by the SPCA. And whereas in consultation with the dog control officer, the town board has determined that it is in the best interest of the town of Newstead to enter into the updated contract with the SPCA. Now therefore be it resolved as follows. Number one, the town board does hereby approve the proposed contract with the SPCA commencing March 1st, 2023, a copy of which is attached hereto and made a part hereof, and approves the cost as set forth in the contract. Number two, the supervisor, deputy supervisor of the town is authorized to sign the contract. And number three, this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any comments, discussion? Hearing none, please poll the board.
Councilwoman Polk,
Yes.
Councilman Gendrowski,
Yes.
Councilman Dugan.
Yeah.
Deputy Supervisor Burke,
Aye.
carried.
Letter E, resolution for the KP Woodworking for a temporary special use permit for KP Woodworking. Petty,
I'd offer the following resolution, whereas the town of Newstead received an application from Kevin Pequin for a site plan and special use permit to operate KP Woodworking LLC, a woodworking shop located at 12426 Swift Mills Road in the town of Newstead. And whereas town engineer review is not warranted as there is no new construction plan. And whereas this project is a secret type 2 action, and whereas on February 6th, the Newstead Planning 2023, the Newstead Planning Board reviewed the application and unanimously voted to recommend to the town board the proposed special use permit. And whereas the town board held a public hearing on March 13th, 2023, with comments made by interested residents. And whereas Erie County Planning was notified of this action as required under section 239M of the general municipal law, who submitted their response on March 20th, 23, making no recommendation. Now therefore be it resolved as follows. Number one, that the town board of the town of Newstead hereby approves a temporary special use permit for home-based business in the RA zone at 12426 Swift Mills Road to operate KP Woodworking LLC, subject to annual review and renewal. Number two, that the town board of the town of Newstead, after reviewing the criteria contained in the secret regulations, determines that the special use permit will not have a significant effect on the environment. The next negative declaration is hereby approved. Number three, that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
having been moved, is there a second?
Second.
Second, moved and seconded, discussion? Hearing no discussion, please poll the board.
Councilwoman Polk,
Yes.
Councilman Gendrowski,
Yes.
Councilman Dugan.
Yes.
Deputy Supervisor Burke,
Aye.
carried.
We're moving to letter F, procurement policy revision resolution. Councilman Dugan.
I'd like to propose the following resolution, whereas the state of New York requires that municipalities adopt procurement policies in connection with purchases to be made by the town. And whereas the town of Newstead previously adopted a procurement policy in 1992, which policy was revised in 2006 and further revised in 2013, and further revised in 2022. And whereas the town board believes that it is in the best interest of the town of Newstead to update its procurement policy. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board as follows. Number one, town hereby adopts a revised procurement policy, a copy of which is annexed here to and made a part thereof. And number two, this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Please poll the board.
Councilwoman Polk,
Yes.
Councilman Gendrowski,
Yes.
Councilman Dugan,
Yes.
Deputy Supervisor Burke,
Aye.
carried.
New business G, resolution, correct disaster coordinators compensation from January 2023 organizational meeting. Councilman Gendrowski.
Yes, I look to propose the following resolution, whereas the town board of the town of Newstead by resolution dated on November 14, 2022, adopted the 2023 budget, which outlines salaries for positions of the emergency coordinator and assistant emergency coordinator for 2023. And whereas the organizational meeting held on January 2nd, 2023, the town board adopted a resolution wherein conflicting figures were set forth in paragraphs 47 and 52 regarding the salaries for the emergency coordinator and the assistant emergency coordinator positions. And whereas the town board of the town of Newstead wishes to correct the resolution passed on January 2nd, 2023, and corresponding minutes to reflect the appropriate figure in paragraph 47 for the emergency coordinator and assistant emergency coordinator salaries per the 2023 budget. Now therefore be resolved as follows. This resolution and minutes from the January 2nd, 2023 organizational meeting were amended with paragraph 47 now to read that Daniel Kowalik be appointed emergency coordinator disaster for 2023 at a salary of $2,700. And Joe Haas and Mike Lutter be appointed assistant emergency coordinators for 2023 at a yearly salary of $1,650 each. Number two, this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded, discussion. There being no discussion, please poll the board.
Councilwoman Polk,
Yes.
Councilman Gerard,
Yes.
Councilman Dugan,
Yes.
Deputy Supervisor Burke,
Aye.
carried.
Letter H, resolution, grant the USDA permission to trap European cherry fruit flies. Betty?
And offer the following resolution, whereas the United States Department of Agriculture has approached the town of Newstead again requesting permission to trap for an invasive pest, the European cherry fruit fly, on lands owned by the town of Newstead. And whereas considering the potential damage the European cherry fruit fly can cause to properties located within the town board has determined that it is in the best interest of the town to accept the proposal. Now therefore be it resolved as follows. The town supervisor, deputy supervisor is hereby authorized to execute any necessary documents in connection with the proposal. And number two, this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Is there a second? Moved and seconded, discussion. Hearing none, would you please poll the board?
Councilwoman Polk,
Yes.
Councilman Jandrowski,
Yes.
Councilman Dugan,
Yes.
Deputy Supervisor Burke,
Aye.
carried.
Letter I, make a motion to grant a beer wine permit for Veterans Park for June 24th for Carol Brandel's party.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Need a second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. J, there is a motion for lateral restriction for 6840 Maple Road submitted by Joe DiDario and Don Gibson.
So moved.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion granted. Privilege of the floor. Anyone present who wishes to address the comments to the dais, please do so at this time. Stand and identify yourself by name and your address, please, for the record. Hearing no comments or no one wishing to speak, then we will ask for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
second?
Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, say
Aye.
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 Meeting's adjourned. Thank you for attending, people.
Thank you.
If you're delivering kids. It's a typo. Oh.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
I came for the birthday party.
Are you running for?
No,
Karen,
I'm with Senator,